Namaskaram friends. So in this video I am going to talk about a dimension of time. See, many people, or you can say every people, perceives time in their own manner. Every creature, every animate and inanimate object have some amount of time on this planet Earth, because in terms of physicality everything is first created, then preserved for some time and then destroyed. So from physical dimension, for physical arena time is limited, for non-physical arena time is unlimited. So for each and every element, each and every atom perceive time in a different manner. For example, in this video you can clearly see a dog, okay, different types of swan, different types of trees, different types of, you can say, flowers. So all these are physical entity, all these are come in the dimension called physicality, and physicality has a limited amount of time. So in this manner I try to first take an example of time with my life. Okay, so I am a human being. Okay, so my time is limited on this planet Earth, let's say 80 to 90 years. If I am a fit human being and live a good life, then my life is 80 to 90 years. So after 19 years I have to die. So for in this manner time and time for each and every, like for time for plants, time for water bodies, time for sun, time for trees, time for each and every physical entity is limited. Till now we know that time of the cosmos is the biggest thing we know is in terms of physicality is this creation. Okay, so time of this creation is, scientists said that time of this creation is 13.8 billion years. So this is the biggest time. 13.8 billion years is a huge time, and our time is 80 years. So in that manner our time is very minuscule. So in terms of creation only, I talk about in terms of creation, this creation. So in terms of this creation, time of the cosmos or time of the creation is 13.8 billion. Time of human being is 80 years. Time of tree is 200 to 300 years for some tree, not for all tree. Time of a dog is 12 years. Time of each and every flowers, every birds is, let's say, yeah, for flowers you can say for most of the flower it's 1 day. That's why in the morning people pluck flower and use it in terms of garland and in terms of their devotion towards God. So for many physical element, time is like just in a moment. For many, like as big as a creation, time is 13.8 million. For human beings 80 years. So every creature, every physical element perceive time in their own manner. Okay, for let's say for in terms of cosmos our time is very minuscule. But in terms of dog our time is 4 times more than the dog. 4 times of an insect which time is, let's say, just a day. For that you can say insect, that 1 day is the whole life. For you 80 years is the whole life. For the creation till now 13.8 million is the whole life. So each and every atom or group of atom perceive time in their own manner. And why it is important? Because when human being, most of the human when think about time, they thought about their lifetime. That means what they do in their lifespan, what types of activity they do, what types of you can say work they do in their life. So everything they, you can say, perceive in terms of their lifetime. So when let's say when they talk about God, so they talk about God that it is always present. It is present in the past, is present in the future, then present in the are also present in the present time. So in their perception they perceive a thing which is immortal, which is never destroyed. But in men, see, we have 8 billion people. So for all the people are unique in the terms of their experience, in terms of their in which atmosphere live, in which geography they live. But one thing common is life. Each and every human being is life. That means water, soil, air, fire, space made each and every human being. But in terms of experience they differ. But also a dimension called truth. For truth is same for each and every creature, for each and every human being. Let's say sun is rising, is true, and it is true for each and every humanity. You cannot debate on it. Okay, water is very essential part of your life. It is true for every life form. If I particularly talk about humanity, every human being have 2 legs, 2 ear, 2 nose, 1 nose, 2 eyes, 1 head. That means every human being about you can say architecture called architecture of a human being. So in terms of this, they perceive time. For many human beings who meditate and who devote their time in a, you can say, on a work which is essential for the large group of people, for them time is very less. Let's say I devote my time and life in solving the problems of the human being, so my time is very limited. That means in this lifespan of time, whatever activity we do is limited to this, for this lifespan of time. But people who have no responsibility or who do not take any responsibility by their own, for them time is, you can say, very lifetime is very huge for them. So they get bored, and many people suicide, many people do wrongdoings because they think that time is unlimited for them. But when actually they realize that time is not unlimited, time is limited, and how they perceive it, just not by, you can say, by observing, you also perceive that, by reading, by talking also perceive, but actually when you want to perceive it, you can perceive it only by through your own experience. And it is why it is very important, because when you experience anything, then teachings, philosophies, and other things are not required in this direction. Because teachings, philosophies, many people, why many teachings, philosophy and other things are not transforming of the life of the people, is because these are given by someone and people are not experiencing it. If you are very dedicated and very disciplined, that whatever on what activity you devote your time, then it is very easier for you to realizing the truth. Let's say if you hear any lecture, if you hear any lecture very dedicatedly, then you understand that is that lecture is beneficial for you, beneficial for the whole humanity or not. How? Because you try to apply that lecture in your life and try to take benefit of it, and if it has some benefit, then you try to spread this in the whole world. So in this manner, time is important, because we have let's say 80 years of time, and it is limited on daily basis. On daily basis it is spent like it very fast. Either you do anything or not do anything, time is going very rapidly. So in this dimension, I talk about time, and let's say I take example of myself. So my birth happened. After that, time is going on till now. Time is going on, and when I did, time is going on, and after that, time is end for this physicality. Okay. So in this 80 years, let's say my age till now, my age is 25 years. So till now, what I achieve in my life, what I do in my life, where I devote my time is directly or indirectly, data of that work is embedded in our mind, because I do that thing either consciously or unconsciously, and that type of data is already in my mind. That's why when you want to know anything, just close your eyes and understand or experience that moment. You automatically understand it. If I talk to other people and said that at that point of time in my life what happened, he may not, I am not saying that he has not, he may not tell me what happened in my life, because that experience is completely, or you can say very solely embedded in my mind. Many people also say that what happened, because through every life form has a linkage, through a chain every life form is connected with each other. So let's say if I want to know about the life of other human being, if I meditate and focus on that life of that human being and try to go at that moment where that activity happened, then I have the capability, I have the ability, or you can say we have the mechanism to know that thing. But for that you have to devote your time. Why I said that this is true? Because let's say when I study, when I want to know about life of a plant, then I pay enough attention on plant, understand it, and try to spend some time with it. And through meditation, I go back in time, or you can say far in time, and I know what is going to happen or what happened in the past, because each and every life form is connected. whatever happen in the whole creation, from beginning to its end, from beginningless to endless, and at each and every moment of time infinite activity are happen. So if you want to know any particular event in a time, you are capable of knowing, because your mechanism is capable of exploring everything what is happening in the whole creation, from its beginningless to its endless, and at each and every moment of time what infinite things are going on. Let's say let's say 1,000 years ago, at a particular day, at a particular moment, what is happened, many, what at that time what happened, it may be happen in the mind of inward or outward. Okay, so you are capable of going inward as well as outward. How? Because your mechanism is capable of that. If you are conscious, you are capable of. Many people are not doing that because they do not understand the mechanics of their mechanism. When you understand the mechanics of their mechanism, and you know that your machine is the most sophisticated machine of this planet Earth, and you are capable of exploring whatever is happened and whatever is going to happen in the future, and also each and every types of data, not limited to physicality but also non-physicality, not limited to surface but to depth, from beginningless to endless, from core to surface, from one dimension to infinite dimension. You are capable of. You have to just keep your physical body, mental body, energy body, emotional body, etheric body in a good state, and try to use your mechanism for as you can say as higher level as possible. Because for this machine, it is true that how much you use that machine is capable of doing, you can say, greater task in that manner. Because see, if you use your body and mind on daily basis for solving different problem, so solution of that problem and solution of that thing is automatically embedded, automatically, you can say, the type of that data of that solution of that problem is automatically recorded in your mind. That's why when you see people who have solved many problems, if any no problem come, they just in a moment they recall all their past activity, all what is going to happen in the future, and on the basis of that they predict the solution of the current problem. See, every atom, whatever is smallest you think of, is capable of. But in a group, when we combine atom into a group, and a larger thing is possible. So each and every atom, each and every group of atom, from small to you can say large, is capable of doing task on you can say infinite number of capability. Let's say in terms of human being, we have 13.7 trillion cells, and each and every cell have their own memory, have their own functioning. That means each and every cell is doing tremendous task in our body. So we do not have to look here and there. See, we are capable of exploring inward dimension as well as outer dimension, in terms of physicality as well as in terms of non-physicality, and in every dimension time plays a significant role. That's why you can say put time as a center, and then record other activity or other lecture on that basis. Because see, we have 13.37 trillion cells in our body. Each cell is unique, have their own function, and as time passes, few cells destroyed, new cells created, and some cells are still not born. That means at each and every moment, past, present, future is happening in our body, like inhaling, exhaling. When the next breath you do not inhale, then you die. Okay, so our life is so fragile. So in terms of time, we are very, you can say, not sure about our life. We are not sure about anything in this creation, because because we understand in our perception. Let's say if we die tomorrow, then what happened in this creation to tomorrow is not perceived for a normal people. Okay, for a human being who understand that life is immortal, that means you are not a mind and you are not a body, you are a life form, and it is immortal. That means it is always present. It is present in the past, it is present in the present situation, it is also present in the future. So it is not limited, it is not, you can say, what I can say, it is not something which is once created then destroy and never happen appear again. No, your life is always going on. You just put different types of machine, your, you can say, energies are put into a different types of machine and functioning for some time, and then that machine is old, then our life set that machine and enter into another machine. For example, when you buy a new car, when initially it is a new car, run for you use it for certain amount of time, and after, let's say, 10 to 12 year it become old, so you sell that car, or you can say, if car is not in a good condition, then you keep it in a garbage and then buy a new car. In the same manner, our life is working. Our body is like a machine. Our body is like a machine. Our life is like a, you can say, engine, or not an engine. Our life is a thing which I do not you can say remember a word for it, but it is a life. It is always present. It is present in all the three time, in all the time, let's say past, present and future, and and it take different types of machine in the whole span of time and use it for a certain amount of time, and when the purpose is fulfilled, and then set that machine and enter into the other arena. So in this manner, time is important. Why time is important? But because when you think about time, you understand that time is, for us, for time is, let's say, 80 years. So no, for us is, time is what you perceive beyond your, you can say, current situation of your mind. Okay, when you understand the actually what time is, through that dimension you are capable of exploring everything. For example, in this picture you can clearly see water. So when you go to its depth, from where water comes, so you find its source. So let's say, for example, I talk about Ganga river. So source of Ganga river is Himalaya. So many people think that water comes from the Himalaya. So where water comes to the Himalaya? Many people in scriptures, in religion, many people say that Shiva, water come from the, you can say, from the other planet, and Shiva hold that water, and you can say some part of water they release on this planet Earth for the benefit of humanity. But when you talk about from where water come on the Himalaya, then we talk about from other galaxy. So whether other galaxies are, then we send machine when they think and meditate. So in this manner we understand the origin of water, that it is come from somewhere, but till now we do not find its origin. Okay, so this is a mystery. From where this space come? Is it the limitless or limited? So when we send our satellites, so we understand that it is limited, and after that some area is available where life is not possible. Also many machines are not going there, because the whole creation is so mysterious. And also in terms of time for you is different from time of other galaxies or other clusters. Why I say galaxy cluster? Because we try to, cosmos is beginningless and endless, so we try to understand the whole creation in our perspective. So first we see everything, that means the whole creation which is beginningless and endless, we call it everything. Then on a group we divide it till and nothing, or you can say the smallest unit of an atom, and the smallest is smaller, that means nothing to everything, and there is in something. So time is always perpetual going on. Time is perpetually going on, and there is a debate going on. Time is, it is same, because we are a human being, so we try to experience everything through this mechanism, but very few are capable of understanding their mechanism at a higher potential and then use it. If you do not keep your body and mind in a physical dimension and try to understand the dimension of physical, you are not able to understand it in a true form, because when your body, when your architecture is in sync with the creation, you are capable of the download, you are capable of downloading the whole data about the creation in your mind, and on by analyzing that data you are capable of knowing the truth, and which is the ultimate truth, is the ultimate. So there are many arena of time, there are many arena, whatever you, let's say whatever you pick and try to understand in terms of time, you are going to the core, and you know that what is truth and what is not in terms of your life, in terms of physicality, in terms of non-physicality, in terms of life, animate, inanimate object, architecture, color, shape, size, feel, experience, your senses, beyond your senses, your inward, your outward, everything is just a word. But we know that at each and every moment is also a time. Infinite things are happening. Infinite means infinite. Whatever you add, whatever you subtract from it, whatever you multiply, whatever divide through that number, it always remain infinite. That means it has no limit, it is limitless. And this is truth of the time, because time is unlimited, not for you but for this existence, not for also this existence, but for the whole mystery of the creation, not this creation, the whole creation, be it physicality and non-physicality. Since we are a human being, we are capable of exploring both physicality as well non-physicality. But if you want to know everything, then it required a tremendous amount of dedication, discipline, sadhanas, and also understand your mechanism. Because you have such a sophisticated machine, such a sophisticated mechanism, such a, you can say, good life in your body, that it is whatever you want to know, whatever you want to explore, in whichever depth, on whichever time, you are capable of. So it is not freely available for everyone. It is freely available, but everyone is not perceive it, because it required your life, it required your time. Okay, it requires your dedication, your discipline. Because many people think that this life is just a gift for them, so they enjoy it and then they waste their time and do different, you can say, things which are not very much useful. So if you have such a good life, you have a free, you have free air, free water, free soil, free air, free space, free life, free body, everything is free for you. When you come on this planet earth, you came with nothing, and when you go with nothing. Whatever happened between it, you are always in a profit. That means you come with nothing, you you can say gain, or you can say whatever you achieve in this life is, whatever you achieve is always, you are always in a profit side, and when you go, you left everything. So we have to first understand the mystery of the creation by experiencing our life, by experiencing our life. Why I always emphasize on our life is because through this mechanism, using this life, so we have 84 million, 8.4 million species on this planet earth, and each species has a quite number of life form, and also beyond, you can say apart from it, many animate objects which have no life, like rocks, air, soil, water, space. But these inanimate objects play a very significant role in the life of animate objects. So in terms of time, we have to understand that time is not rolling away from you, time is also rolling away from inanimate object, time is also rolling away for the creation, time is also rolling away from the every atom of the particle. Chemistry, people who interested in chemistry say atom, who are interested in physics say particle, who are interested in mathematics say number, who are interested in biology they call it as a cell, who are interested in, you can say, plant, they call it as a seed. But the core is a mystery of, let's say, in for human being, mystery is about the cell. We have 37 trillion cell, and each and every moment all these cells are functioning in our body and performing different activity. when i when I record this lecture, when I think about things, it automatically come in our mind, I speak that word and it recorded in my phone. So all the cells are functioning in our body. That's why I come here, it required energy. When I talk, it required energy, it required mind, it required the synchronization of your physical, mental, energy, emotional bliss body, that it required your own mechanism. And I know that, and I know that I am not this. Many people relate their body, their mind as themselves, but it is the greatest, you can say, disaster, because we know that when we die, we go with no body, no mind, no energy, nothing, no money, no relationship, nothing. When we die, we go alone. When we come alone. And in between, whatever problem existed in the world, whatever we want to know, we know in this lifespan of time. And after that, when we exploring, when you knowing that thing, then after that we satisfied with it and then go. That's why it is very important that you understand the dimension of time, you understand your life, your birth, your death, and then use all this dimension in terms of time. So this is a very small lecture. I hope you enjoy this lecture on the dimension of time. And why I record this lecture here is not just to tell you importance of time, but also tell that where the concept of time come and till which point we explore in it. So let's say since time is, let's say, 20-25 minutes, but I have 14-15 minutes left, so I also explore another dimension. Another dimension. And when you can say, look at your daily activity. When you look at your daily activity, you, let's say, you wake up in the morning, let's say 3:20 am, then you do your activity, and then in the whole day, and then you go to bed and then sleep again. In the next morning, you wake up and do your activity and then sleep. So this cycle is going on day basis. You go to a bed, you wake up, you sleep, you eat, you do your activity. These types of things are going on from your birth till your death. Initially, you are a child, you are not capable of doing this, so many people assist you. In old age, you are not capable of doing this, so many people assist you. But in young age, you are capable of doing it by your own, so you do it with the help of other people also, because you are not capable of doing everything. You are capable of doing everything, but in which area you want to dedicate your time. If you try to do everything, then you do not go into a depth of any area which is your interested area. So when you just look at your daily life, so your daily life is an example of your the whole lifetime, because our whole lifetime is a big picture of our daily routine. Because on daily basis, we wake up, we eat, we sleep, and we do our activity. In the whole life span of time, when our birth take place, so our birth is like when we wake up. We spend 80 to 90 years on this planet Earth. So 80 to 19 years is like your eat, your activity, and when you sleep, it is like your death. So a single day is you can say a minuscule understanding of your whole life span of time. So when you conduct your activity very consciously, and each and every moment when you do activity or consciously, then a single day show you the picture of your whole lifespan of time. Your whole lifespan of time show you the picture of a larger time span. Because in terms of time, many people have different words like yugas, okay, like past, present, future, like morning, evening. Everything is a dimension of time. We live on this planet Earth, so for us, Earth is revolving around the sun, so we call it as a year. Moon is revolving around the Earth, so we call it as a month. Earth is revolving on its axis, so we call it as a day. In a day, sunrise, sunset happen, then we call it a morning, evening. And in this manner, through the, you can say, when particle of a cesium atom, go from one energy to from higher energy to lower energy. So time taken by that seisometer, we considered it as a second. So when we multiply 1 second into 60, we call it a minute. When we multiply 1 minute into 60, we call it as a hour. And we understand that Earth take 23 hour 54 minute and 18 second, I think, to complete one rotation around on its axis. So we call it as a day. So this is an example of a second, minute, hour, day, month and year. For this amount of time, when you combine a year, we call it as a 10 year, 20 year, a decade or 100 year. When this time is going on in millions, then we call it a yuga, or largest span of time, or million years, billion years, trillion years. But how far you go, it is infinite. It is infinite because till now, in terms of number, in terms of perception, we divide time that age of the cosmos is 13.8 billion. So we know that age of this creation is 13.8 billion. But we go before that creation, and when we go to the end of this creation, and when the new creation is happening, then in that manner time is also not, you can say, limited. Let's say, for example, the creation of this life of this creation is till now 13.8 million. For example, for hypothetically, let's say after 14 years this creation ceased to exist. That means age of this creation is 28 billion years. So in this manner, let's say, for example, hypothetically, it is not true, hypothetically I consider that age of the one creation is 28 billion. So age of the first creation is 28, second creation is 20. So in this manner we know that we have in future 114 creation are happening. So in this manner 114 into 28 billion years, age of the whole physicality. But we know that physicality is also limited, because 114 creation. So before the first creation and after the first creation, we do not have a data about the time in which non-physicality exists before the first creation and after the last creation. So in this manner, let's say we perceive that the age of the non-physicality is before this creation is also age of the non-physicality is 114 into 28, and 114 into after that creation ceased to exist is 114 into 28. That means, let's say, for example, age of the non-physicality is n trillion years, age of the physicality is n1 billion years. But we also know that physicality is limited, but non-physicality is not limited. That means you do not restrict numbers or time in terms of year. That means physicality is this number of year, because a thing which is limited, you contain it in a dimension. But when it is not limited, you have no you can say idea about how you contain it. That's why we say it as a infinite, or it is as a, you can say, not contained in a moment, or not contained in a boundary. That's why we saw that time is immemorial, time is immortal, time is which is always present. You do not contain it in terms of number. That's why the time infinity come na. How if we contain everything in numbers, then we have a fixed number. But no, we do not contain it in the past, so we call it a minus infinity. That means things which are not known in the past. When we go back, then a point comes where you know that it is not limited. So for the past, we say it as a minus infinity. When you go to the future, you also realize that there is no limit in the future also, though then we call it as a infinity. That means minus infinity for the past, infinity for the future. But we go, when we go to the surface, to the core, to this area, then we also understand that there is not only past, present and future, but in past, present, in future there are many dimensions. So wherever you go, everything is infinite. Everything is infinite. That's why it is said that whatever you know, whatever you perceive is minuscule in terms of the whole creation, not this creation, in terms of the whole creation, be it physical or as well as non-physical. Because whatever whatever issue you take and try to understand it and try to explore it, you come to a point that nothing to everything, and at some point of time nothing and everything is same. Just pay attention, or you can say apply this in your mind. your birth, your life, your death. Then you also take a form of other machine, your life take you can say go into other machine, and then if it is physical then live for some time and then change other machine. So in this manner it is going on. When you go into non-physical dimension, it is infinite. In terms of physicality, you can say you have 8.4 billion species. So in this you have a certain amount of number, that means you limit non-physicality. But when you go, when that means you limit physicality, but when you go in beyond the physicality, you enter into the dimension called non-physicality, and it is infinite. Physicality is finite, but non-physicality is infinite. In terms of experiencing the whole life, the whole creation, every atom, you can say you may say that since physicality is limited, so you can say count a number till which you count the each and every atom which exists on this planet Earth, not in billion, trillion, zillion, but what a number you say that. We say it infinite because we are counted physicality but not counted in physicality. Let's say you count physicality, that means for example number of cells in our body 13 trillions, number of stars in our you can say in this universe is 1 billion trillion. So this is a limited number. But when you go beyond and in past as well as in future, you know that atom is countable, life form is countable, trees are countable, their leaves are countable, but it is limited for physicality also. For you, if you want to count, let's say number of leaves of a tree, then we also know that time is at each and every moment, past, present and future is going on. So let's say if every human being devote their time life in counting the number of leaf in a one day, you are not capable of, because it is many. In a 1 year, if you try to, let's say in 1 year try to count the leaf of every tree, then some new trees are born, some trees are destroyed, and some trees are present. So may you not have a clear amount of data, you not have a, you can say good data, because trees in this 1 year many new trees are you can say born, many born, and many old trees are destroyed, and some trees are preserved. So trees which are preserved you count it, but trees which are newborn and trees which are destroyed, you take into that consideration. But this is a error. This is an error, because you also have to consider the time in this manner, that trees which are newborn and trees which are destroyed, you are not capable of. Also you can, let's say, use this mechanism that trees which are old, first count their number of leaves, then count trees which are going to present in this span of time, and do not count the trees which are newly born. Or let's say in this 1 year count the leaf of each and every tree which are dead, which are present, which are or appear on this planet. But in this manner again you are not going to get a good data, because when very many trees have a lifespan of 1 day many plants have a lifespan of 1 day. So whole year you collect data of a tree which have a life is more than 1 year. Okay, so this is a very mystical. When you try to explore the dimension of mind, it is so complex, so depth and so mysterious that you have to just perceive it, experience it. And it is very much true that if you want to know whole mystery of the creation, you have to become meditative, because through meditation only you perceive the dimension of the creator and the creation, and in this manner you are capable of counting, or you are capable of perceiving the dimension of past, present and future, and this manner you are capable of counting the number of whatever you want, number of, let's say, leaf of a tree in past, in present as well as in future, and and the data you collected from this is quite good, because truth is that you are the creator of the creation. Only problem that you are not conscious. When you are conscious and you perceive the dimension of creator, perceive the dimension of past, present and future, then knowing everything is a very easy task. But if you are not conscious and you do not keep your mechanism in a good state, then whatever you want to know, whatever easy thing you want to know, it become you can say obstacle in your way. But whatever, if you keep your physicality, your mechanism in a good state and become conscious, then whatever you think, whatever complex problem you think is solvable in a just a moment. So I hope you understand my concern related to time and how we perceive that dimension by keeping our mechanism in a good state and understand its mystery. So I hope you love this lecture. So namaskaram, thank you. And also in this video I take a background of uh, a nature, so it is also useful because through this you also understand the physicality, non-physicality, 5 elements of existence and its importance on our life. And in this video you also clearly see different types of life forms, different types of animate, inanimate object, and in the whole you can say 30 to 40 minutes video, time is running away for you for physicality, not for not physicality, for you, for other creature, for plant, for animals. So I hope you love this lecture and enjoy this lecture. So namaskaram, thank you.